Welcome children to the second lesson in science. This is a science lesson for 3rd standard. The topic is safety and first aid. Now, safety, we need to be safe, and right now in this period of the coronavirus, we all need to stay safe, protect ourselves from the virus. That is one part. The other part is first aid. Now, what is first aid? First means number one and aid means help. Now, first aid, suppose you are in school. Now, right now you people are sitting at home. So, let's take a situation at home. You are playing with your brothers and sisters, and all of a sudden you slip and fall. You slip and fall while you are running around and playing with your brothers and sisters, and you scrape your elbow. There's a small cut. What happens? It starts to bleed. Immediately you run to your mother and she takes a little bit of Dettol that is diluted in water and a piece of cotton and washes the wound, and then she sticks a band-aid. Now that work, what she does is called first aid. That is the first help that is given to an injured person at the site of the accident or incident is called first aid. Later on, after maybe a half an hour or something, you dress up and you're taken to the doctor, to the clinic to take a tetanus, because you do not know whether you have fallen in a place that is very dirty or very clean, and there will be germs, no doubt. So you take a tetanus injection to safeguard yourself. So that is first aid. First aid is the aid given to an injured person right on the spot, and then only the person is taken to a hospital. Now let's come to the lesson. Safety and first aid. Let us begin. Tick the safe actions, cross the unsafe ones. Now the first picture shows you a boy on top of a waterfall. It's very unsafe. It's not at all safe. So you have to mark it cross. It's not a correct action. Second one, a girl is holding an apple in front of her mouth and about to eat it. That's not the way. She has to wash the apple, she has to cut the apple, de-seed the apple, and then only she has to eat. So that is also a wrong action. Third one, you can see two very good children standing very far from two animals. That's a cow and a dog, I can say. Both of them are having their food. These children are very well behaved. They are standing far and watching the two animals eat. So that is a good action, a safe action. Next one, a boy has been blindfolded. That means his eyes are covered and he is trying to walk. That is not at all a safe action because he may fall down. Next one, you see a picture of a honey comb or a beehive on a tree, and a small boy is going very close to the beehive. It is not at all a correct action because he may get stung by the honey bees. The last one, the small girl, she sees a snake and very quietly she runs away without going to hit the snake or throw stones at the snake. So that is also a right action. Now look at the text. Accidents can take place anywhere and at any time. You can get hurt at home, in the classroom, rushing down the stairs, on the playground, or while crossing the road. Most accidents take place when people are careless or in a hurry. Accidents can be prevented if we are careful. Now, accidents can happen anywhere. If you are at school, at home, in the playground, in the marketplace, in the mall, in the studio, wherever, on the beach. But we can try to prevent accidents if we are careful. A little bit of carelessness brings about an accident. So if we are careful, we can try to prevent accidents. Name these objects that can cause accidents. The first one is matchsticks. If we light a matchstick and throw it around, something may catch fire. There's paper or wood, dry wood nearby, it catches fire and there's big fire. That's a big accident. Next one is a blade. If you play with the blade, you will cut yourself. A blade is not to be used by children. A blade is used by people for cutting some important things like some pieces of paper or wood or like that, and people use it in the shaving set. Then you have the gas cylinder. A gas cylinder is a very important fuel that we need in our kitchen. But if you leave the gas cylinder open or unattended, the gas leaks out, and the next time, as soon as you switch on a switch, electric switch, there is burst of fire and the whole area will be under fire. So these are some things that we have to be very careful when we are using the matchstick, the blade and the glass cylinder. Next page. Let us learn about some safety rules that we must follow to avoid accidents. Safety rules are for our own good. We must follow them. So if we follow safety rules, we prevent ourselves from getting into accidents and that cause danger to ourselves and to others. The first one, at home. Do not use sharp things such as knives and blades in the absence of an adult around you. So this is a knife, and it very clearly says you children must not use a knife because you may cut yourself. If you want to use a knife, there should be some elderly person who is there to guide you and help you to use the knife. Do not light matchsticks and candles when no adults are around you. So if you light a candle or a match with a matchstick and then throw around the matchstick, some other dry things around may catch fire. So never do it in the absence of an adult. Do not run on a staircase. Now if you are coming down the staircase and you run, you may slip and you come just right down from top to bottom at one speed, and you are bound to break your hand or legs, or you get a very bad injury on the back. So never run down a staircase. Do not touch electrical appliances, switches and plugs with wet hands. You may get an electric shock. Now all of us have mobile phones at home, irons, toaster, fridge, so many electrical gadgets. But remember never to go and put your hand into the plug points. You may get a shock. Never to touch any switch with a wet hand. Never to touch any electrical gadget with a wet hand. Even when you are going to open the fridge door, never touch the fridge door with a wet hand. You may not know when there is short circuit and the fridge is having shock. The minute if your hand is wet and you touch the door of the fridge, you will get an electric shock. So remember, whenever you are going to touch electrical gadgets, your hands must be absolutely dry. Next one, do not lean from a balcony. Now those who are living in the first floor have got a tendency to lean and look down from the balcony. Do not do so, because if your leg slips, you will just have a fall right down, hitting your head. There will be a very bad head injury. Next one, do not throw fruit peels anywhere. Now you go for a party, you eat a banana and you throw the skin. Well, what happens? The next person who comes after you slips and has a fall and breaks his or her leg or maybe even a spinal bone. Now that is very, very bad, because injury once happens, it takes a lot of time to get cured. So remember, whenever you eat a fruit, whether it's an orange or a banana or an apple or any type of fruit, the waste of that fruit or the skin or the peel has to be thrown into a garbage bin somewhere close by, or take it to a place where you find a garbage bin and throw it. But don't throw it on the in the room around or in the road. Suppose you're walking on the road and you eat a banana. Please don't throw the banana peel on the road, because some other person may come and fall on that. So these are some of the rules that you have to follow. Next one, do not leave your toys, school bags, shoes and other things on the floor. When you return from the school, don't throw your bag and your shoes haywire in the room. Your bag has to be kept in a particular place, your shoes have to be kept in a shoe rack, and your toys have to be collected after you finish playing and kept in the particular shelf. Do not throw them around, because that will cause accidents. You may trip on one of your toys and fall. Next one is avoid touching hot pans, steaming kettles and heaters. Now hot pan, if you touch a hot pan, your hand will get burnt. If you touch a steaming kettle, that means a kettle with boiling water, naturally your hand will get burnt. Then you will have to apply ointment and all that. and heaters. Heaters means electric heaters may give you a shock. In addition to your hand getting burnt, you will get an electric shock. Never take any medicine on your own. Now suppose you feel that you are having fever and you know that your mother has kept a strip of paracetamol tablets out there on the table. Never go and take one tablet by yourself because you cannot decide the dosage. The dosage of the tablet has to be decided by the physician. So do not take any medicine without proper consultation with a doctor. Now in the classroom, when you are in the classroom also, you have to practice some rules to keep yourself safe and your classmates safe too. Do not run around in the classroom. A classroom is not the place for you to run around. You have to sit at your particular place and you have to do the needed things that a teacher tells you to do, like to draw, write or listen to the lesson. To run around, you have to go to a playground, because if you run in a classroom, you know the tables have pointed edges. You may go and hit against one edge of the table and fall down. That again results in a very dangerous accident. Use a sharpener to sharpen your pencils. Please don't take knives like this to sharpen your pencils. You have to use a pencil sharpener to sharpen your pencils, and after you sharpen your pencils, that waste has to be thrown in the dustbin, not thrown under your desk or the place where you sit. Next one, keep your bags and water bottles in proper places. Please do not keep your water bottle just right under where you sit, because you may kick and it may leak and the water will fall and the whole classroom gets dirty. So you have to keep the water bottle and your bag in the proper places. Next page, on the playground. Do not play near hedges or barbed wires. Now some playgrounds have wires, boundaries made of wires that are very pointed. Now if you go near a wire and play, a barbed wire and play, you may fall and this wire gets inside your body. Then it is very difficult to pull out this wire. Once suppose it gets inside your stomach, it may go right inside and get entangled with the stomach and the intestine. And it is very difficult to pull out this barbed wire, because in the process of pulling out the barbed wire, your internal organs may get ruptured. Wait for your turn on the swing or the seesaw. Now if you are waiting in a line for the swing, it's very good. Don't push and go and climb on the swing, because that is very dangerous. You may fall, some others may also fall. Do not stand and swing. If you are on a swing, you always need to sit. It's a wooden plank is there for you to sit and swing and not stand and swing. Now why I tell you not to stand and swing is because if you stand and swing, if you lose your grip, you will fall headlong, either to the back or to the front, and that gives you a very dangerous injury. So always sit and swing. Now when somebody is swinging, do not push from the back. Now what happens when you push from the back, the action to go forwards is okay, but at the same speed and the same acceleration, the swing comes back, and when it comes back, you will get hit on your face, and definitely one of your cheekbones or jaw bones will get broken. So remember never to push anyone on the swing and never to stand close to when the swing is in motion. Next one, do not push others, because if you push the person in front of you, that person falls and automatically the next one falls, the whole line of people in front of you will fall. So never stand in a line to push anybody, stand perfectly still. With this I come to the end of the first part of the lesson. Now your homework today will be to draw the picture of a matchstick, a blade and a gas cylinder. Draw the picture of a matchbox with the matchsticks, blade and gas cylinder in the notebook. Thank you.